Today's prisoner swap is the largest of its kind since the Cold War. The deal ends more than a year-long nightmare for Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich. We bring in Simmons, Moscow bureau chief for the Wall Street Journal, who worked closely with Evan. And it must be a dizzying day, rather busy day, so thanks for making time for us. How does it feel knowing Evan's on his way home?
Oh, well, Scott, it's absolutely incredible. It's truly a momentous occasion. It's a relief for Evan, his family, and his family at the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal has worked and lobbied really hard in order to ensure that his story remained front and center and that this day would come, that he would be released. So most definitely everyone in our newsroom is just over the moon.
And through that process, you're juggling all these different things. You're advocating for him, you're reporting on this piece of history, and you're human. You're worried about him. Explain what it's been like getting through the past year for you and your colleagues.
Well, it's certainly been challenging. I should point out that I actually covered Evan's story as a journalist, so wasn't actually part of the team that was advocating for him. There was a whole campaign that the Wall Street Journal launched in order to make sure that Evan's name remained front and center, and that the Biden administration indeed kept working to ensure Evan's release. It's definitely been challenging. It's a story that's close to our hearts and on a personal level, certainly close to me. You know, I worked very closely with Evan. I was actually the person who hired him, chose him for the job. So it's really just so incredible today to know that after 16 long months of being imprisoned on a charge and convicted for a sham charge, that now he's released. It's definitely a relief.
For so many Americans, what they've seen of Evan is him in that inhumane glass box in court. They don't really know him as a reporter or as a person. Tell us what he's like as a reporter and as a person.
Evan is an incredible young man, really resilient, and I say that because he spent 23 hours every day in a small cell, just with 1 hour of exercise a day. As a reporter, he could really understand the subtle nuances of covering Russia, particularly because he is of Russian heritage. And he really brought that to stories. You could really tell that, Evan understands Russia, loves the country, and really loved, and still, I'm sure, loves covering Russia, telling stories about ordinary people, telling stories about the history, and also trying to kind of unravel all of the intricacies that make up the regime of Vladimir Putin. And Evan was really and is just such an incredible reporter in terms of being so dynamic. He has kept his head up the whole time during this awful ordeal. And we're so pleased that he's now returning to our newsroom.
The president on his social media platform posted this image of Evan and the group on the plane with the U.S. flag draped behind them. It's a pretty powerful photo. No doubt you've seen that image and you've seen recent images of Evan. How different and in what way does he look different?
Well, certainly Evan also, had acknowledged that he has lost weight. He looks a little drawn and rather exhausted, which is, of course, natural. He's been in a Russian prison for 16 months. He had to shave his head before he was transferred to Yekaterinburg for the beginning of the trial. So certainly that's a difference. His hair is certainly growing back already. And so I think there will be a period where Evan inevitably will need a long time just to rest and recuperate and digest the experience that he's gone through. But knowing Evan, he's going to want to come straight back to work. He's, he's got that kind of dynamism. He really is quite energetic. And reporting is his love. And certainly we want to emphasize that is exactly what Evan was doing when he was detained last year in March. He was doing journalism.
How does this change the way you approach covering Russia and your team approaches covering Russia?
Covering Russia already has been extremely challenging and became even more so with the start of the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine. It's certainly very difficult to get sources to talk on the record, Russian sources. You have to be very vigilant in terms of knowing that, your phone calls could be monitored. The people to whom you speak, you could actually be putting at risk because they're speaking to the foreign press. It really has caused a chilling effect in terms of a reporter just doing his job being picked up. That has certainly had an impact in terms of how reporters now go about their business. I know that some reporters employ self-censorship. That is not something the Wall Street Journal does. We have always, maintained that a war is a war, and we've called it that, despite the fact that the Kremlin wants to call the invasion of Ukraine a special military operation. But it is really treading a fine line and knowing how to navigate some of the pitfalls that you could confront when covering this really challenging story.
At a moment, it is uniquely important to be covering Russia. From the Wall Street Journal, joining us in London, Ann Simmons. Thank you.
Thank you.